Hey everyone, my name is Jalvi and I've been waiting for this moment for a very long time. Today, I'm launching something deeply personal, something that's been growing in my heart for years, and I'm taking you along the ride. I come from a family of goldsmiths and jewelers. Craftsmanship, creating something with my hands, it's in my blood. But as you already know, life doesn't always take you down the path you always expect. For the past decade, I've been working in tech, a completely different world. And while I enjoy it and it pays the bills and it helps me sustain a lifestyle, it never really spoke to my soul. But this is completely different. This is very personal to me. Here, I'm not just starting a business. I'm really chasing a part of myself that I've been missing for way too long. And I think I've ignored it enough. And I'm sure some of you have felt the same way at some stage in your life. Like there's just something that you're meant to do, but life just keeps taking it away from you. There are just distractions, responsibilities, and just life. It just happens. To be absolutely honest, I'm just a one-man crew, doing this all from the scratch. I didn't go to jewelry school, and while I was growing up and I was studying, while my family was in the trade, I never really got a chance to learn anything because unfortunately, unlike some other folks, my family wasn't really there for me. When it comes to jewelry making, everything that I've learned is from people like yourself. I have watched countless YouTube videos. I have researched thousands of Facebook groups, asked online forums, Reddit. There's just plethora of sources where there's so much knowledge for anybody to go and have access to and absorb. So I have done that for the last decade, and slowly I have built up myself to this stage where I'm sitting right in front of you today, talking one-to-one. And let me tell you, it hasn't been easy. I made tons of mistakes, so many trials and errors, just so many frustrated late nights. But the thing is, I kept going. I never stopped. And I'm finally in a position to sit here, talk to you, and launch, as I said, something very personal to me. Presenting Sailors and Seekers, my jewelry brand, where I'm going to challenge myself for the next 365 days, starting from the very bottom, and see where I can take it in a year's time. And this challenge isn't about overnight success. I'm not chasing millions of dollars. That is not the goal. What I'm really after is discipline. For me, it's about showing up every day, doing the work, and really just being consistent. Because I've realized that is exactly where the change happens. And this whole thing is happening right here, just in an everyday garage in Macedon Ranges in Victoria, Australia. It's not fancy, it's not a high-tech studio, but it is mine. And it's taken me so long to save up, invest in the equipment, teach myself the skills using any medium that I had access to, and be confident in saying that yes, I can create something in this craft. So I started testing the waters back in 2019, and then in 2020 I took it a bit more seriously. It was one of the hardest years of my life, as many of you. We were going through COVID, there was a lot of uncertainty, and that's when I started taking this whole thing a bit more seriously. And like many of you, there were so many times when I felt uncertain and disconnected, and I almost gave up. But I also realized that if I don't give this a shot now, I might never do it. Now you might be asking, like, what can you expect from this journey? Well, let me put this straight up. This is going to be real as a business journey gets. I will be sharing absolutely everything with you. The good days, the bad days, small victories, my mistakes, and even all my failures along the way. You'll see how I create the jewelry pieces that I do, all the equipment that I use, how long it took for me to gather all the equipment, the cost, all the expenses, every cent of it. I'm going to be absolutely transparent with you. And in the process, I am going to stay accountable and therefore consistent. And this is the perfect time to make it very clear that every single piece of equipment that lies in this small garage was purchased from my own money that I saved over time. There have been absolutely zero sponsorships of any kind. And if that ever changes, I intend to be absolutely clear and transparent in my judgment, as well as presenting the facts as they are. Maybe you've thought about starting something of your own, and maybe you've got a dream you pushed aside because life just kept throwing obstacles your way. I get that. And I want this challenge to be a proof that if you're consistent, if you show up, if you don't give up, even when it's hard, you can build something meaningful. So if you're curious about what it really takes to start a business from the scratch, or if you just want to follow along with somebody who is giving it everything it takes and everything they've got, then stick around. This isn't going to be polished or perfect, but this is going to be true and honest. It was always in the back of my head that I really wanted to create something with my own hands. And I always knew it was going to be jewelry because I always felt this invisible connection because of my family history. And that's where starting a jewelry brand really comes from. Thanks for being here. If this is something you want to follow along, don't forget to subscribe, and let's see where the next 365 days take us together.